everyone. Welcome to Donna's Happy Hour. Today I have Fred Van Kuren and Grace Ann Butler with me. They are a duet, and the name of their duet is Hip Gnosis. They have a beautiful sound, kind of jazzy, blues. Fred had classical training as well as Grace Ann. She went to college for music. So I want you to grab your drinks, whatever they may be, because I'm hoping you'll spend the next hour with me. Today I have Fred Van Kuren and Grace Ann Butler with me, and I want to thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
I have to tell you, a lot of times I get to preview who's coming on the show, and this totally, I went on somebody's word, they referred you to me, and I'm so glad they did. So
thank you.
So tell me a little bit. Now, the name of their duet is Hip Gnosis, which I thought was very cute. It's spelled with HIP, right? And what was the rest of the?
GNOSIS, which means knowledge.
Knowledge. Okay, that's a cute change in the spelling. I like that. And so from what you told me earlier, you've been together for 2 years.
About two and a half.
2.5. 2.5
okay. Years, yeah.
All right. And how did you meet?
Well, there was a gig that Fred was at, and I got invited because I went to Highland Lakes open mic.
Okay.
That was running, and I met somebody there, and she was doing a gig with Fred. And she said, "Oh, why don't you come and listen and bring some music if you want to sing something?"
Okay.
So I did, and I brought the song Misty, and he was playing the piano that night.
Okay.
And so he was accompanying me, and I sang with him. So that was the first meeting.
Okay.
And then I saw him around the scene, the music scene, and then I met his friend that was doing another music act.
Okay.
And he invited me to start singing with them.
Okay.
And then I really got to start, talking to Fred more.
Oh, interesting. So, Fred, so neither one of you were really playing with anybody else, or I don't want to say that in a duet or a band or whatever.
The first time we met, she says, "Can I sing with you?" So I said, "What do you want to sing?" And she goes, "Misty." Now, Misty is a tough song. It's not a 3-chord blues.
Okay.
So I says, "Do you have a chart?" And she did. so now I'm impressed because the original is in E flat.
That is a great song too.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I would. Unfortunately or fortunately, we have everybody do originals on the show.
Right.
But that is a beautiful song. So I have to catch you doing that.
We do At Last too, which I love
really?
that one.
Oh,
Yes,
no
Etta
kidding.
James.
Oh, wow. Yes,
Mhm.
yeah. Oh, wow. Well, it was interesting because when I listen to my guests and I try to figure out what was their musical influence when they were, starting to sing. So who? I can tell you who I think maybe have been your influence, but who was?
Do you want to guess one first?
No, I'll let you discuss.
All right. My influences, Olivia Newton-John first.
Okay. Oh.
And then Minnie Riperton.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of Minnie Riperton?
Yes, but I wouldn't have guessed. Yes, but I wouldn't have
She's
guessed.
phenomenal.
Okay, yes.
And
wow.
unfortunately, she passed away young.
Right.
But Mariah Carey is a little bit similar to Minnie Riperton with that upper register.
Right.
Nobody else can do it.
To do it, okay.
And then of course Whitney Houston.
Okay.
Just love Whitney Houston.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Powerhouse there.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. I could see Olivia Newton-John. I wouldn't have guessed any of the others though.
Okay.
I was going through my mind and who I thought. Okay, very interesting. How about you, Fred? Now let me ask: when did you start playing the piano?
One of my friends said that he thought she sounded like Bette Midler.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It depends on what song I'm singing.
To me, she's like a female Frankie Valli. I grew up in Newark.
Right.
And I took piano lessons. I started around 4. My aunt was she was legitimate. She went to the I think it's the hardest.
Well, you were classically trained.
Yeah.
You started at 4 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell her the story about when you were little and you were doing a little concert and you were sitting on the bench. It is so cute.
Oh, no.
I was only 4. So and then the last note, you had to reach for the pedal.
Right.
So I reached for the pedal.
No, oh my God.
Here he is, only 4 years
Oh
old.
my gosh. Oh, that is, really, honestly, at 4 years old, it's one of two things. Either you get over it real fast, or it traumatizes you for
Thank
forever.
goodness it didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Oh, that is fantastic. So you had classical training. How about you? When did you start?
Well, I was singing since I was about 3 or 4 years old, and I didn't have any training. And then I went to college for music.
Oh.
And then when I was in college for music, that's when, you had to have vocal lessons. And I was in the chorus. And then I was in a band in college, too. I did a Pat Benatar cover band.
Okay. See, now, I honestly, I totally got, your whole picture wrong, because I do. I think it's just something that I tend to do when I have the guests. I'll okay, now, when did they get started? How did they get started? I would have thought that you had been in church and sang in church. Because
I think you know what it is? It's when you hear a person singing a certain genre, you picture them in that genre.
Yes.
But you don't hear them doing rock or blues. I was in a blues band too, and doing blues and rock and just all kinds of genres. And I guess that's the thing is, if you're versatile, you can do it.
You can do it. Well, the other thing that I would imagine, because he also said it, listening to your voice, I thought, what were their names? They were three sisters. They were
The Andrew sisters?
Andrew sisters. And I said she could do that really well.
Yeah.
I love jazz standards and that time period, the romantic time period. Yeah,
right.
I love that.
I could see you falling right into that, And I was like, okay. And then you had a little bit of a Joni Mitchell kind of thing going on. So that was one of my guesses, was a Joni Mitchell, and then I was trying to figure out, who else, what are the females, but let me ask you this. So where are you playing now? What are you doing? And
we did the Historical Society in Sparta.
Right.
And then we did like Christmas shows, one was at Lord and Taylor, then a private party, and we've been just playing in different places. We're not playing like every single week or anything. But we have upcoming like offers to do jigs in Butler and
The Irish Cottage.
Yeah, the Irish Cottage.
Okay, so you really don't hit the clubs like every week or
not every
that
week,
kind
no.
of thing. Okay. All right. Now, if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, where would they go? Facebook or?
Right, you could find us on Facebook or and I have the Christian music under Grace Ann Butler, The Calling.
Okay.
And that's free music, actually.
Oh, interesting. Grace Ann Butler, The Calling.
Yes.
It's called. Okay. And then if they wanted it as a duet, it would be under Hip Gnosis. But with HIP, remember that? GNOS.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Well, and again, one of the things that I always find so interesting is, did somebody have any kind of training when they were younger? And talk about starting at a young age. I'll tell you a little story. I have a girlfriend whose daughter, now there's a little discrepancy. I remember it as her being like 2, but her mother says she was 4. So I guess Mom would know better than me. But one day I called up and I hear somebody in the background playing one of the songs from The Lion King with both hands. And so I'm like, who's that playing the piano? Now I know it's not her husband. I know it wasn't her other daughter. I know it wasn't her because she's on the phone with me. And
She was 2?
My girlfriend remembers it as her daughter being 4. All right. So she says, I won't say names, just in case. And I was like, she's using both hands. He's like, yeah. I was like, well, how did she learn? She taught herself to read sheet music.
Oh, wow.
At 4 years of age. Like I said, I remembered it that she was younger than that, but even at 4, And come to find out, when she got into kindergarten, when they tested her reading level, because her mother received a phone call from the teacher saying, your daughter is teaching all the other children how to read.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, does she know how to read? She's like, yeah, 5th grade reading level in kindergarten.
Oh my gosh.
No wonder she could read sheet music.
When I walk, I know that I'm not alone, for it is He who guides me every step of the way. I got to know Him, and it grew all the time, and I searched and saw Him. Okay, we're going to go into another song from The Calling, and it's called Voluntary Isolation. This song came to me when I started seeing just how much people are on their phones, and I do it a lot too. But at the time, I just thought, oh, people are on their computers or on their phones, like Fred is doing right now. They're not paying attention to each other, and we're here to interact with each other. So that's what this song is about. People watching, see the hustle and bustle all times of the day. Cold faces, look at them, they've lost their way. Is this how they go through their whole lives? Pretty soon they wake up and it's over. Think about what I'm saying, you know it's true. Think about what I'm saying for me and you. You know they're glued to their phones, their chairs, their screens. And this goes on and on. Some don't see their families. It's gotten so convenient, why even leave your home? Sign up for voluntary isolation. Think about what I'm saying, you know it's true. Think about what I'm saying for me and you. God created us to live together, to treat each other as though it were our last day. We're here to love, to share, to grow in every way. We need to be connected, to evolve to a higher level. We are human. We are human. Would you mind? Take your time to find your way back to society. Wake up, 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 wake up. I'll let you in on a secret. Jesus is the key. Let his love in your heart. Let his love in your heart. Think about what I'm saying, you know it's true. Think about what I'm saying for me and you. You know it's true. We are human. We are human. We are human. Yeah, we are human. You know it's true. Shall we do our Valentine's Day song?
Yes, do you want to explain it, Lucy, or you want me to?
Okay, we wrote a happy Valentine's Day song, and as we've been writing, it's been getting. It's actually called "You Are My Valentine."
Right.
You are my Valentine, and
You are.
You are too. And Valentine's Day is coming.
Friday night. Ruled by which planet?
It must be Venus.
That's right. The planet of love.
Yes. We do study the Enneagram as well.
Have you ever heard of the Enneagram?
I don't know if they know about the Enneagram.
No. Well, we could talk about it later. I think they'd rather hear the music, right?
We could tell them a little bit.
The Enneagram, I'd say, like a Western philosophy that was passed down through the Greeks to the Sufis, which is the mystical branch of maybe every religion. But as a mental thing, the Enneagram means 9 ego types.
All right, so anyway, there's all these numbers, and it depends on what kind of personality you have, which number you fall under. But we could talk about this more later, I guess.
Happy Valentine's Day to my baby. We share so much and I'm crazy about your touch.
What a special day, I can't believe it's true. I found someone for me, someone like you. You are my Valentine. Yes, you are my Valentine. Will you be my Valentine today and forever? I'll be your Valentine, my love. To the one that I look to for comfort and peace, a home within a home, baby, it's true. Did you think that we could share something so lovely? Like every day with you is brand new. You are my Valentine. Yes, you are my Valentine. Will you be my Valentine today and forever? I'll be your Valentine.
Lipstick and laughter, here ever after. Hearts full of passion and love.
Well, I have to tell you, I have to tell the audience, you really are going to love their sound. And I know I say that about a lot of my guests, but honestly, everybody that I have, I really love. I love their sound, and I love their voices.
Thank you.
And very, very pretty, soothing kind of style.
Thank you.
But yet, I like the sort of, I don't know if you'd call it riffs that you do or changes that you do, but very nice. And Fred, what I like about you is that, and I didn't get this when I quickly met you, but you're very much more animated, and you must be very comfortable behind the piano, because he really becomes very animated, which I like, which is good. You show personality, I mean, and I think that's so important as an artist. Somebody can be fantastic on a guitar, but if there's no personality there, or
Right.
Whatever instrument they're playing, kind of loses something,
Right. Yeah.
And I think it was a very good pairing, and
Thank you.
so, whose idea was it?
She's very inspiring to me. Like you said, she was a music major in college, vocal performance, and I
He's
don't.
inspiring too.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to say yes.
It's
yeah.
a mutual
It is
inspiration.
a mutual, right,
Yeah.
and respect for one another too. That's what you have to have, honestly.
Right.
And now, who does most of the writing of the songs, or is it a collaboration?
Well, I mean, I guess since we, started writing together and everything, like he might come up with, maybe he had
One or
a
two
melody.
words? No, I'm only teasing you.
No, he might have had like a melody, and then it's all of a sudden, if it hits me, I just start flying, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But then there are times like where he'll say, I was thinking about this, so I guess it is a collaboration.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And that's the other thing when I talk with my guests. You find out like somebody will. Now I've had where, let's say, one person does pretty much the whole instrumental part. They're the ones that come up with that, and it's somebody else that comes up with the words. And but you know what? No matter which way you look at it, it's a collaboration of minds. It's the minds getting in sync with one another, and especially once you work together for any length of time, or sometimes not even. It's like instant, and that's when this is real. This is
Well,
perfect,
you know what it is too? It's with his training on the piano, he's able to just improvise, and he fills in the music
right.
a lot,
Right.
with that, and I think it really helps with the song structure.
I think you're right, because I was and it's interesting because, as I said, I watch my guests, and I noticed him very, very comfortable on the piano, and actually very fluid.
He's a
is
natural,
a better,
for
is
sure,
a better word for it.
Well, I practice. I do practice, and I had some good teachers in my day,
Mm-hmm.
and I still listen to, guys, and I listen a lot,
Right.
and
Right. Well, because you get inspiration from that too, Let me ask you this now: did anybody in your family play piano, or how did you?
it was my aunt. She went to Eastman School of Music, which I think is now the hardest music school in the country to get into, because they only accept like 16 kids. That's not a lot of kids.
No, that isn't at all. Wow.
So Julia was always up there. So she was legitimate, and she says, I'll teach you, and I won't charge you. She says, but you got to practice. She
Wow.
says, if you don't practice, I'm not teaching.
Well, I can get that, Unbelievable. That's amazing. And so did you pick up the guitar prior to going to college?
No, I
Okay.
really, all I thought about was, singing and becoming a famous singer, and I'd have a band to back me up. I didn't need to learn an instrument. So
Okay.
I was kind of late with learning an instrument.
All right.
And I'd had 2 different guitar teachers after college.
Okay.
Because, during college I was just into the singing and everything. And I did have to take a little piano and a little guitar, but I wasn't serious about it.
Right.
And my concentration was in voice.
Right.
So after that, that's when I had, these guitar teachers, and I had one teaching me like the basic chords, and then another one doing more advanced bar chords and things like that.
Wow. And now, the big question. What do you do when you're not playing? You both have. And that's the
Sleep.
He has a lot of hobbies.
Okay.
He has a ton of hobbies.
Eat.
It's pretty amazing how many things he does.
Really?
He swims. He plays tennis. He
gosh.
plays the drums. Like he's in 4 different bands.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
Who else do you play with then?
Um,
Had to ask that question. Huh?
what was it? Johnny Charles, Amuse Me,
Mhm.
C4. That it?
And then John Klein.
John Cloud with the Stanhope House All Stars. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's-
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, you like to keep busy.
And music, it's so it's like for your soul.
Right, it is.
You
It
know,
really
yeah.
is. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can't imagine a world without music.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No.
You know, you see those TV movies and the town band music, and I'd be like, ah!
Oh, it would be,
It would be horrible.
sad day.
It really would. Oh my gosh. Well, and how about for you? What do you do when you're...
I guess I started a full-time teaching job.
Okay.
And a special education, teacher, and
interesting. Okay.
yeah, I'm working with pre-K students, and I'm just really busy with that.
Okay.
And then I do work with a couple of other musicians too. Just doing, getting things together. I'm not really running around,
Right.
doing a lot of different things.
Okay. Well, teaching is a lot of stuff just in and of itself.
It is,
you know.
because I'm doing, a lot of, programming, with
Right.
the computer and things like that. And so I'm pretty busy.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a full schedule. It always amazes me when I because 99% of the musicians, they have to work. They have to work full time, and then they're in the evenings or certainly on weekends, usually running around doing gigs in different places.
Well, did you know that Fred is
And then she has a big family who are like half of them are musicians. Like Phil who plays bass. He's really good. And then Dave plays guitar. And then
it's a musical family.
You
for
do
sure.
come from a musical
Yes,
family.
yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
and my grandmother, she sang at Norman Vincent Peale's churches. I didn't know her because she was just granny, and she was like in her 80s, and she would just kind of like make sure that she said, "Did you do your homework?" And we'd be like watching Mighty Mouse, and then she'd stand in front of the TV. "Did you do your homework?" Okay. Yeah. So she was pretty strict.
Oh my gosh.
We recently did the song "Walking with the Lord,"
Oh yes.
and that has like a bluesy kind of sound to it.
Right.
We have a little bit of an issue, like where he will play the same beginning, and then you're like, wait a minute, that was that song. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh no, it's not that one. It's another one of his. And so he started doing it last night, and I said, oh my God, you're playing the same beginning again. Remember, it's bluesy.
Okay, bluesy. Okay, wait, bluesy, wait. Get a bluesy sound. Does that sound bluesy?
Not really.
How about,
It's a little bit like upbeat. I don't know if we did it that's like nothing to complain about.
oh,
I told you he has a problem with this.
wait, how about church organ?
That's better. All right, we're getting there. When you're walking with the Lord, there's freedom in your heart when you do. When you're walking with the Lord, life at its best is for you. and peace in your mind will be yours too. Walking all alone in this world sure ain't for me. Thinking it's all up to you, I just don't agree. All I had to do was call, he's carrying me. Carrying, 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 carrying me. Carrying, 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 carrying me. There was only one set of footprints, he's carrying me. I was down and out, thinking there was no future for me. Pointing the finger at you, I just couldn't see. My mind was filled with doubt till I found out that he was carrying, 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 carrying me. Carrying, 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 carrying me. There was only one set of footprints, he's carrying me. You see how this is more bluesy? When you're walking with the Lord, there's freedom in your heart. When you do, you do, you do, you do. Life at its best is for you. And the ever-loving peace of your mind will be yours too. He added in like a church organ there. Did you hear that?
This is a song that we wrote. Well,
You wrote it. This is really Fred's. I can't take any credit for it.
and we kind of got it recorded, but we're working on our CD.
Well, the harmony's not on there yet. So he just did, him with the music and singing it, and then we're going to add the harmony.
Right. Harmony versus melody. Okay. So this is called She Just Wants to Dance, because sometimes I see her out there dancing, and
You're not going to bring in the jealousy thing now, are you?
so anyway, but then I heard her sing, and so.
That's not the beginning. Can I do like silly moves too?
She just wants to dance. She just wants to dance. I just want a chance at a little romance. She just wants to sing and dance. She just wants to sing and maybe wear a little bling. I wanna be her king. She could care less about such things. I fell in love right from the very start. All I got now is a broken heart. I can't get her out of my mind. She's so dynamic and fine. guess what, baby? So do I. Maybe we can meet in the sweet by and by. And we go to work each day. We got different jobs, different pay, travel different highways along our byways. But she is where I wanna be, 'cause love is blind, can't you see? There's no one in this world like my girl. She just wants to dance. She just loves to dance. Man, oh man, my girl sing. I just like it when she wears that ring. Baby, 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 we can do that thing.
So there was something you were gonna somewhere, and I can't remember where it was. What I wanted to bring up in regards to the two of you meeting. So you met really like about 2.5 years ago, or was that 3 years ago, or
Probably closer to 3 years
closer
ago.
to 3 years ago?
2017, and she was singing in French with the guitar. And so I went to my friends. I says, "Where'd she come from?" And they go, "Really? I mean, out of the blue. She came out of the blue."
Wow.
And French, and so that was good.
And then let me ask you this: so with the other bands, what kind of music do you play?
Sometimes originals. It depends on the style, like maybe blues or rock or jazz.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically blues and jazz that you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I play church, which is hymns and
Right.
and it's a nice church, small, but not too far from here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he's a drummer too.
Oh,
So
Right.
that's what he's doing, like in the other bands.
oh, really?
Mhm.
Oh, interesting.
Well, the drums,
Wow.
drums is a little easier. Normally you don't need the music. If it's a big band, you need music because it helps to have charts.
Right.
But like Buddy Rich he was one of my. Well, there's so many good drummers.
Buddy. Oh my, yeah.
And I think he did read, but he just knew the songs. And he would just kick with that band when the horns hit, boom, and then whatever. And so I'm not saying it's easier, but you don't. It's a different kind of instrument, and it's a different place in a band.
Right.
I used to say, like, if you write an original song, and if I come in and go, what are the guys going to play?
Right.
But if you come in with a chord patterns, and then it's a little easier for them to adapt.
Now, which was more your love? Was it piano or was it the drums?
I started with the piano, and I liked it. But when I got to junior high school, I saw Donna McGarrell played a solo, and the whole school would come down. He played a solo. I said, and then I went to my cousin's wedding right on the Hudson River, and it was a beautiful day, and everybody's there. And I just sat next to there was a drummer, like a piano trio, piano, bass player, and drummer. And I just sat there. I was like maybe 10.
Right.
And he was like playing with the brushes, and they all had tuxedos. They're probably a local 802. And I just sat there for the whole day, and I said to myself, of all these guys here, the bartenders, the Brian, that's the guy I want to be when I grow up.
No kidding. Isn't that it's so interesting to hear, as I said, people's stories.
And I want to tell you, he's a top-notch drummer.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm. Do you think he's really good on the piano?
Right.
Well, you should hear him play the drums.
I'm going to have to come out. You'll have to keep me posted. And, well, who I thought of, he should get a hold of, we have a friend, Alan Ches, who actually was the trumpet player for the David Letterman show for 17 years.
Oh,
I heard of him.
Yes.
I never met him, but I heard his name.
Yeah. And he's dynamite, you know. But we have a lot of friends that, you know, and then there's Chris Bolger. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's unbelievable on the guitar, you know. But yeah, you have to get you in with that little crowd because they're really great people. But boy, can they play!
You ready, Fred?
I think so.
All righty then. Sunny, sunny day, I feel so free. Wondering if I've been here before, or it's just me. Knowing my time here is coming to an end. I think I'd like to make a wish so I can see you once again. I'd like to see your face again. Sunny, sunny day, I saw you in a dream. I think you're trying to tell me that you're happy. Knowing that you're with me just eases my mind. I know you won't forget me, 'cause there's a place in my heart. You have a place in my heart. There you'll stay in that special place. Try to make this the beginning that it's supposed to be.
Yeah, you know, it changes all the time.
You have to watch him every minute. He got it right. That's right, fancy footwork. Gotta get up.
And greet the day. I've been sleeping way too long.
Gotta get up.
I gotta find a way to sing me a happy song.
Gotta get up.
Pull the curtains apart and see what's happening. I better find out if it's winter or fall, summertime or spring. Gotta get up. For that slippery slope I have shed my share of tears.
Gotta get up.
I'm feeling high on hope, but I'm running low on years.
Gotta get up.
There's a world out there waiting for me to shine. And a lovely lady who is looking at me, I'm gonna make her mine. Love in her need. Love Gotta get up, get on with life and find my stash of joy.
Gotta get up.
I wanna toot my fife like a Yankee Doodle boy. Gotta get up, put on the dancing shoes, bid the blues goodbye. I wanna be that guy I always wanted to be someday before I die. 'Cause love did hurt me. I said love, one time it laid me low. But love will not desert me. This I know, and so
You can do better than that. Come on. Am I supposed to dance to that?
So I do wanted to, the other thing that I wanted to ask, what do you have plans? Do you have an album that you're putting out, a CD that you're putting together?
Well, we're working on, we have, some songs and, we'd have to have a lot more to finally record everything.
Okay.
But yes, we're working on it.
Oh, you are?
Mhm.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Mhm.
So, how far out do you think that will be before you,
I think, you know what it is? We've been a little bit haphazard.
Mhm.
We haven't been as focused, like, we need to do this, we need to do this CD.
right,
Because on the one hand, like, he is, very gifted and it's fantastic that he's playing and doing all this.
right,
But sometimes the, being in so many different bands, it stretches you too thin.
stretches, right.
And so you're really not, like, just this past week, he was like going this way, I was going that way. So it's like we're not
Life
even
gets-
seeing each other that much. And I think in order for us to accomplish that, we definitely have to map it out and just say, okay, we have this many songs, how many more do we need? What direction are we going
Right,
in?
right. Well, life gets complicated, and life, and at the same time, you want to have fun, So yeah, it is something that you have to say, well, we're going to dedicate so much time this week, or so many hours an evening, and then let's just bang it out and be done
Right.
with it,
that's a good idea.
Well, I have, it was funny. I was interviewing, I don't know if you've ever heard of Whiskey Crossing.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I had Tina on here,
Mhm.
and she was saying that Andrew kept saying to her, you need to write the song. You need to write, and it took him, I think he said about 6 months, and then finally, all of a sudden, Tina, she said, like, within 5 minutes, I wrote the song,
Right, yeah.
So sometimes, with inspiration or whatever, I get that totally, because sometimes when I sit down and I like to write short stories,
Oh.
and sometimes they come easily, and other
Mhm.
times I'm like, no, haven't done it.
It's
So-
interesting because the Jersey Boys, I grew up with some of those guys, Joe Pesci, and
Okay.
Frankie Valli, and Bobby Castelluccio, and they said in that movie, I don't know if you saw the movie or the Broadway show called The Jersey Boys.
Yes, I did actually, just recently. Yes.
They said they banged out Sherry. I mean, they'd been working together for years, but like 15 minutes, they put in some dummy words, went to crew, and #1 song of the year, and they said their whole life exploded.
Right. It is crazy how that kind of thing happens. Well, look at I think it's John Denver. It's so sad that he's no longer with us, but he would sit and write a song in just 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, like just
Right.
go off for a few minutes and be like, I'll be right back, and the next thing you know, bam.
He's got 2 state songs, right? He's got Country Roads for out of Virginia or West Virginia, and then he's got Rocky Mountain High out of Colorado.
Right. Right. And then when he was on the, what was it with Jacques Cousteau? And what was it, the Calypso? And he was on the boat with Jacques Cousteau. And I actually watched a documentary, and Jacques Cousteau told the story. And John did one of those things, give me just a few minutes, and Jack, he wasn't too sure what was going on, but next thing you know, John hands him a song, and that's the song. And any, from what I've heard, if that's correct, any of the proceeds went to a nonprofit for the Calypso, raising of the money for,
That's great.
yeah, which was really, really wonderful.
Was he the Sunshine on My Shoulders, Annie's song? I mean, he had so many
Oh my
hits.
gosh. Anyway, I want to thank you again for joining me.
Thank you.
And thank you to the audience for participating with us in our show. And hope to see you soon, and we'll be back next week.
It's Donna's happy hour, it's Donna's happy hour, it's Donna's happy hour, it's Donna's happy hour. Come on, get happy now, it's Donna's happy hour. Come on, get happy now, it's Donna's happy hour. Come on, get happy now, it's Donna's happy hour. It's Donna's happy hour, it's Donna's happy hour. It's Donna's happy hour, it's Donna's happy hour.